So we're doing something a little different today. I'm going on a hunt for a true barn find. So a little background story, this Honda Pioneer back here, this guy came in, was looking for a plow setup on it, and then when he saw all of my vintage stuff, we kind of started talking. He's like, well, actually, I've got an old ATC 90 with the original balloon tires, original owner. I've got all the information on it, all this stuff. It's been sitting on blocks for how many years? I was kind of looking to get rid of it. So we made a little trade deal. I put a plow and winch setup on this Pioneer for him to trade for this ATC. He showed me some pictures of it. I haven't seen it in person yet. It's supposedly supposed to be really nice. Like I said, it was basically a one owner, true barn find sort of thing. He's still got the original like title and stuff for it and everything. It's got the original balloon tires that are so hard to find, which he said it's been sitting up on blocks, so those aren't going to be dry rotted or anything. And then it's also coming with another ATC 90 kind of parts machine, which I don't think is anything super special there. But we're going to go return this Pioneer back to him and then go check out these three-wheelers. All right, it's sitting back here in the barn. So this will be the parts one. And then there's the other one right there. So yeah, these actually both have the original tires. I wasn't sure about that. So the story on this thing, it's been sitting here for probably about 15-ish years is kind of what he said.
Yeah, but I'd always pull cord.
Yep, it's still turns over, feels great.
Good compression.
Original toolkit. Believes this is the original spark plug that came with it. Little titles inside, or the MSOs inside there. Owner's manuals. I mean, condition-wise, I know it's going to clean up really well. A little crack there, a little crack in the seat and stuff.
As far as paint, and that color, I think, was kind of a unique color.
Yeah, you don't see this kind of orangish yellow one kind of too often.
Kind of weird.
It's kind of interesting, kind of back in these days, they had, the red, they had a blue, they had like a lime green, they had a bunch of different colors. And they had kind of, I think this one's kind of more of that yellowish orange, and they had kind of like a brighter orange one too. I guess kind of more like this color too.
I don't know what possessed Dad to buy it, but he came home and we were just excited as hell about it. We were young, we were just kids.
Yeah, it's crazy to see one
we took care of it.
Still in this good a shape and stuff. And yeah, I mean the tires on these things are always just the killers. Where
I set her up on blocks. It always was up on blocks because I knew they'd get flat spots on it. They didn't.
Yeah.
But they're just a balloon tire.
Well, and then the tire, it's kind of like the hub is all part of the tire too, right?
Yeah, that hub. Well, that whole wheel just slides off that hub thing there.
Yeah.
And
thought it was a 1970.
I'm sure the date is 70, but he bought it in 71.
Yeah, we'll have to confirm on that VIN there, but yeah, it says US 90 on it.
Yeah, and I just that one I have no story. That one was bought up by Gretna area, and it was strictly just
for parts.
They had a couple up there, and they were just parts and just. They had the ass in, tore apart, so I don't know what the
this one's definitely a little bit newer.
So I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I bought it just as a parts.
Yeah. Was there a seat on this one too, or not?
No, when I bought it, there was no seat. And I wanted the gas cap, and I wanted that other...
The brake lever.
Brake lever. Yeah. Put that other one back. And I don't know if the guy will ever find that little trim piece there.
Yeah. You thought it was... did it go down here, that trim piece?
Yep, it starts where those holes are. That's all the filler.
No, so just a little mud flap thing?
No, it was just a little...
Oh, really?
No flap, just a little piece of trim.
Just like a 1/4 inch or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Interesting. Cool.
But it will shine up. I mean,
I think so too.
The chrome on it and shit, it will.
Yeah, it's definitely all complete. Yeah, I've never got. I've seen these in pictures and everything, but I've never actually messed with one of these tires before. I've had a couple that have maybe been more around this age here, but never, I don't think, a true US 90 before in the past. And
no, I'm glad to found somebody like you that's into that.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's kind of something just unique.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Cool. Well, let's see if we can get it out of here and get it on the trailer.
This one here we'll just kind of drag out.
Yeah, that's fine.
That one there we'll try to take it kind of easy with. And
you said you did try to put air in some of these tires and stuff?
I did. I put a little. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sitting at, you know, what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And if you don't think there's enough air in there,
oh, I couldn't even tell you. I mean,
I was guessing.
I don't know how squishy they're supposed to be.
They have quite a bit of.
I mean, it's your whole suspension on them.
Yeah, that will kind of float because I remember.
Oh yeah, that's what people always said is go down the creeks and stuff that they would just float.
We didn't do that, but we had like shallow areas, you know, kind of. And we were like kids, and they would. But it's never had water up in the motor or anything like that. It's
cool.
What you see is what you're. I mean, it's the real deal.
Pretty awesome.
See, the deal is. The reason I was always going to go ahead and finish it off and restore it.
Yeah.
But I just never got to it. And finally I found this one. It's been about 2 years ago I found this one. And so but it had the brake pedals and the pedal. But you look, and I think these are even different on.
They are different. Yeah, those are a little wider foot peg and stuff.
Now the brake pedal's the same. They kept that the same.
Yeah, but it's kind of different. Even like this one's got the headlight on it, and no headlight on that one at all. And then you were saying this was kind of like a quick detach thing, so you could.
According to that, you'll see it in there, and it shows how to take those off, detach all that shit. The seat comes off. It shows how to disassemble everything.
Put it in the back of a car.
That's serious. There's a picture in there. It shows it, but not a little compact car like today. It was a full like LTD or something.
Yeah. Station wagon.
That was bizarre because I flipped through and I go, "What the hell? I don't remember this."
Cool.
Now see, this one has a brake light.
These probably didn't have any lights on them.
Headlight or brake light on.
Yeah, I bet there's probably. Even with like the Satyr and stuff down there, there's probably no charging circuit to it at all, and just purely spark on them. And
the exhaust system, everything on that motor and transmission, their ass end, everything is original on that.
Yeah.
There has not been one thing changed other than the handbrake there.
Yeah, I mean, so people like them restored and stuff, but people like them as just true survivor things too with a story.
Well,
and that's what's cool about this one.
If you stick that
brake lever there.
Back on there.
So you were saying you just had somebody made this brake lever for it?
My uncle worked in, I think it was Lexington or someplace at some manufacturing, and he was the head of fabricator fabricate that.
Gotcha.
Because he busted it. Well, that shit they couldn't weld evidently.
It's aluminum.
He couldn't get it, so they made one. But they kept everything so that it would still.
Yeah, that's funny.
And like I said, this wiring here, they crack, they deteriorate over time. I mean, this one's in good shape, and the one from here going down to your, that one's not cracked up. But I thought when I bought this one that the wiring I needed was in better shape. I was thinking it was that piece, but I mean, the thing is, if you can find one, you can it's all going to be cracked though. That's the problem.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think you're ever
as long as the wires are okay on the inside.
Unless you find another one that's been sitting in a building that didn't get used.
These kill switches are so simple anyway. All it is just two wires and grounds out the spark and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. Like the brake cable feels like new still.
You had your double brake up there and foot brake.
Yeah,
which I thought was weird that they did that.
Brake feels better on this one than it does on the newer one.
Yeah, on this one, the switches are the same. They didn't change that. They didn't change that piece. These are a little different. Notice the gripping bars are different. Those are the original grip bars.
Yeah.
They're not where they're just slicked off and wore off. I mean, it was amazing how they put that stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like an old box for a spark plug. You're thinking that was kind of like probably just like a model certificate or something,
from Honda, the corporation. And I will find that. I know I will because, here in about 2 years, I'm gonna retire and move to Colorado. So that's another reason why I'm getting cleaning shit out, because I can't move everything. It's all clear up there, 9-hour drive. But this works good. That way I can use that for plowing up there.
Yeah.
And somebody that is going to do something with it, you've got the shop.
It will come back to life. That is for sure. Absolutely.
But it'll be interesting. You think you're going to keep it, or do you think you're going to find the right guy that, you know, you might find somebody, oh, I got to have that. Just like
yeah, there's a market for it. Yeah. I don't know what I'll do. It's one of those cool things, though, too, to hold on to. And we've got a lot of the higher horsepower ones, but nothing real old like the 90s and stuff. Because usually like the late 70s, early 80s, 90s 110s are just everywhere. There's not many value to those, but these are the cool ones.
And I tell you, that little son of a bitch, they had quite a bit of poop to them.
Yeah, they do.
And as far as the shifter, it works. It never had.
Do these have a low range too, or not?
Yes.
Okay.
There is.
Is there?
There is, and I don't remember where.
Oh yeah, it's down here.
Yeah.
Okay. That lever there.
And then your fuel shut off there, and then your adjust for altitude and all that shit.
There's an altitude adjustment.
I think that's what that was. I can't remember.
Or a primer?
No, it ain't a primer. This is your fuel shut off. Yeah, I mean, it does say. This is your choke.
Weird.
But it was something to do, I think, with altitude.
Interesting.
If I remember right. I could be wrong. I don't want to mislead you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience
with
these either.
Your drain hose there for fuel.
Cool.
But yeah, I had that low. We never hardly ever used that low range.
Oh, yeah, usually first year
I
these things is
think
pretty
I
low.
tinkered with it, but we never got hardly used.
Yeah. But. Cool. Well, let's drag them out of here. I'll go park the trailer up here. Yeah. Well, we got them loaded back up onto the trailer here. This one rolled up there pretty easy. We drug up the other one. Got it strapped down. It's probably the first time this thing's seen daylight in, I think like 15 years or something. So we'll get it back to the shop and maybe clean it up a little bit and start there. Well, we got them back to the shop here after sitting on the trailer and having a little weight on the tires. The front one and one of these rears is leaking a little bit. I just tried to air them back up, but there's a little cracking along the side that it seemed like it was leaking out of on both the rear and the front. Although there is one good rear tire right there. I'll have to figure out a way to maybe do a little patching on this front tire. And then, yeah, here's all the stuff that came with it. Like I said, the owner's manuals, original spark plug. This is the original MSO, sold new in Sportsman's Hangout in Kearney. The original MSO. They look much fancier on the new ones. (1971) October of 1971 is when it was sold. Pretty crazy. Well, definitely follow along. I'm going to do some follow-ups on this thing. We're going to get this thing running and get it cleaned up. Not sure what I should do with it exactly, though. Sell it? Should I keep it? Let me know in the comments.